bit much to ask 4 teams from Brazil. Although I would have said it's a bit much to ask for 3 teams from Brazil to be impactful, you know, maybe 6 months ago. Now we have 3. So that's kind of scary. Either way, this pissed around looking a little bit different. Chad and Henry talking a lot about how the strategies, the meta on this map seem a little bit stale, especially on pistol rounds. This is a switch up, so there's going to be a hit up towards connector to go into that A bomb site. Or a boost into the window. Ooh.
Yep, they're going to. Skadoodle's ready for this, or seems to be. He's got to be careful with his positioning. Gives the Glock a chance up close. It's
going to be a timing, right? So Skadoodle's attention is pulled away. That's when Cutler pounces up. That should be an easy kill, executed to perfection. Even the drive-by just to prevent himself from getting taken down.
And that's actually very well done. Bomb planted. Stewie, though, pushed into Palace. Missed his chance. Element of surprise. They had no idea that he was there, but he's going to try and pursue Ethan before he gets back to A main. Hence, holding him in the corner, trying to pin him down. First exchange. Looked like he actually had a chance on it. If he could have just held him off longer, they might have been able to get toward the bomb. It's nothing in Shroud that find the kills instead. Shroud's got to get in a better position because bomb's still planted wide side. Smoke will certainly help. Good shot. I'm impressed he flicked up fast enough. He thought they'd be at the bottom of the stairs. Now he's going to ignore the smoke, go for the bigger challenge, but FNS is up to it, and CLG will take the first round.
Ooh, that shot from Shroud made you believe just a little bit. The smoke nicely placed as well to isolate some of the other defenders on that on the post-plant retake. Either way, very nice. I mean, that boost, that one boost, and I mean, it'll be. It's interesting that the coach of CLG, we don't know much about him, but I mean, all the players kind of talk him up and say he's so impactful. Those are the kind of plays that just setting people up to get that one kill, right? And that's the critical kill because there's no defense otherwise. Stewie's pushing apartments. They have Skadoodle there who's supposed to rotate to help, but they have no real presence after Skadoodle gets taken down in window. So that's a very nice little twist from CLG in the pistol round. And now this is the dangerous part. This is what we saw in the previous match. Could not handle the second rounds, the anti-force fires.
Shroud trying to fire the scout down middle. Finesse is tagged very low. 10 HP left for him. Jumped through in the window, timed well. Automatic trying to retake the position, but lost it to Ethan, who will now sit smoke off the vents on his Mac 10. If they go back over toward B, which it looks like they will do, there is 2 players still there, and they're going to be pushed in with a wraparound play from Stewie. So they have the information. It's a matter of hitting the shots with just the pistols to work with as they get closer and closer. Still no headshot. That time it lands, but unfortunately, Skadoodle's already lost his teammate and goes down himself. Stewie's just playing for exit kills. That said, there's 3 players that are very low, so exits are attainable in this situation.
Yeah, he might even keep going forward with this Mac 10.
All right.
No, he's not.
That's pretty good.
Love to see it. Yeah, I mean, that was actually a pretty dangerous round. And you're right. I mean, Stewie got all the information, the right play to make. They were able to stack the bomb site with 2 players, but it is just a matter of even if you have the stack, you just have so little weaponry to match up with. 2 rounds for CLG. Took a lot of damage early in that round. Looked like it could have been a dangerous situation. Cutler just going for it. Hope and a dream. 2-0, 3 AKs on the board. Galil and a Mac 10. Not a whole lot of investment on the on the Cloud9 side. 1 flashbang, and everyone towards the A bomb site. This flashbang could do the trick.
He's waiting for it. There they go. They don't check behind them. Cutler's got to go down, surely. But he's saved by Kusta on the way through, or rather Ethan. I'm not sure which. I think it was Ethan that got the kill that we were looking at. Kusta gets the last one. Not bad. I thought they'd lose one for sure.
It's only the Mac 10 that they lost as well. Yeah, he stayed alive for quite some time. I think that flashbang maybe a little bit late. Maybe it blinded some of the Cloud9 players. Either way, though, I mean, it's just kind of a hope and a dream, right? Maybe some magic comes from it. Not this time. It is not to be. Skadoodle's got the op in his hand. So does Kusta. That'll be an interesting battle to keep track of. Chad talking a lot about how Kusta on this map specifically has been a thorn in his side. Skadoodle's going to have the op over towards the A bomb site towards connector. Maybe going for a peek in mid. There's the customary smoke, the Molotovs, and Skadoodle's going to get aggressive. He's completely blind though, but so is CLG. They don't see him here. The spam through doesn't connect. Skadoodle gets the angle. Easy kill. Falls back as well. 5-on-4 advantage.
Finesse that waits toward cat spots. A player backing in toward the B site. It's automatic that's going to play with Shroud.
This is a nice angle for someone like Shroud, whose mechanical aim can be so precise. We've seen him hit these precision shots so many times. Still just kind of waiting, though. CLG's going to leave 1 player in mid and reassess.
Flashes up. Doesn't even need to land. Automatic's already got the shot. He's cautious of anyone behind him, but he may time this wrong unless he gets around the corner. That's the right position to play it, so the threat's gone, turns around, Kusta nails it. How about that, Henry G? You still think Ricky's better? Good
yeah, that
shot.
was a bit much from Henry, wasn't it?
I was waiting for you to
Why is he talking so much smack? Why does he hate Kusta?
I think he just hates you.
There's that as well. I don't ever understand that one either.
Yeah, well, bomb plant, CLG. And no kits for Cloud9 as they want to work their way back in. Stewie should be the one to lead this off, get the information. He's got the best angle to do it, and he's got the best accuracy. Good opening shot. Nothing will take the second one out for the barrel of his gun and wrap around to make sure he gets Kusta as well.
That was actually a pretty nice setup from CLG in the post plan as well. Kusta with the AWP watching for the exit points. I mean, if it's not for that, and actually Ethan, I believe it was, behind the bench watching his catwalk. So if it's not for Stewie hitting that shot basically immediately, then Kusta has time to swing around. Maybe he's occupied, maybe that's a kill, and then it's a much, much more difficult retake from there. But great shot from Stewie 2K. Double op setup switched into from the Cloud9 side, and I believe they salvaged Kusta, so they don't have to invest in a second op. Not as much money as you'd think would be spent on this defense. Either way, you could see, I mean, that was, what, a 3-on-5, I believe it was at one point? It turned around very, very quickly at that B bomb site. Good to get a plant, though. FNS is going to be back towards A. A lot of presence towards B. Kusta going to go for just a pickoff. He sees the nade, but he can't get the shot. There it is! And he nails it. Shroud's head is gone.
Kusta's going to wait to watch the angle at the window as well. Automatic is so close to crossing. He knows the op's there. Good takedown. It's Ethan and Kusta that are going to continue on. This is very good from CLG. Cloud9's got to be worried in this game, I say.
Yeah, that's a really nice switch of pace. I mean, just Kusta getting there with the AWP. Obviously, that's not designed to necessarily go forward. He just gets the kill and then keeps pressing the issue. That's exactly what we saw Cloud9 do against Pain earlier today. A little bit different circumstances with the difference in skill level of the two teams, but still, Kusta gets the opportunity, makes it work. Those 2 kills from him basically secure this round right off the bat. Now it's a matter of mopping up these leftover weapons. That's going to be tough. Although if they can get all of them, it's likely to be a pretty tough reset. This op would be great for Cloud9, and Ethan can't jiggle peek and bait the shot out. So yeah, they're going to get away. I don't think CLG wants to risk any more of these guns and chasing down the weapons. So Stewie and nothing bring those forward into the next round, but it's a 4th for CLG. Very nice opening kills from Kusta. Sick.
Oh yeah, double vision.
That was
Give me
awesome.
them 3D glasses, babe. Good shot, though. Takes Shroud out of the round quite convincingly. And this is the result. Stewie has the AWP that he's brought over from the previous. So 2 does nothing on the AK.
Showing a little restraint as well, not completely buying into this, looking to maybe recycle some of these guns if they're to lose it, but I mean, the upgraded pistols, if Stewie can do something with this op, and we've seen the type of impact he can have. There's the jump up, that flashbang from CLG's been a couple times, but he wins the duel. He's got to go back through the Molotov. Good damage, but he's going to love that getting away with that kill.
Yeah, this is a tough call for him to go back out and get this aggressive. 45 HP and 3 players coming in from the underpass. I'm impressed he hit that shot because they saw him under that smoke.
Yeah, and also, I mean, going forward in front of the Molotov like that is just a committal, right? I mean, you're definitely committed to that kind of a fight.
He's looking classic Stewie right now, flirting with smokes in a position where he shouldn't be.
It's just fun watching the difference between him and Scoodle, right? Like the kind of aggressive jumping around. There's a nice boost, but oh, it's the AK they meet up with. Great response from nothing.
AK indeed wins that one. So goes over to FNS now. Or Finesse. Lowercase I. Not a selfish person. There's no I in team.
There is an I in win.
There is an M and E in team.
Yes, just rearranged.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, Finesse not known to be an opper, but if he finds the right fight, both pistols are defending the B bomb site, or 2 pistols are defending the B bomb site. So obviously a huge advantage for the AWP if you can spot them out in the open. Both of them kind of just hiding at the moment. This feels like it's all that CLG has left, is this hit. And when does the rotation come in from Cloud9? They're leaning to the other side of the bomb site.
Shroud waiting again, flashes out, bomb down. Still on the balcony as well, and no one else coming in from the apartments. This is Cloud9's round. Very well done. 5 players stay alive. And by the way, the correct answer is there's no I, or there is an I in win, but there's no U.
Yeah, that's a sick save round from Cloud9, and that's how you want to do it. We talk about this frequently on some of those rounds where you're able to save, you know, an AWP or a rifle. You want those weapons taking contact. So that's why, you know, Stewie with that in his hands, he's getting aggressive. He wants that first fight, gives him an advantage. They find a second one, and then in a 3 and 5 CLG, they don't really have the option to spread out and find duels and find just battles to take. They have to kind of commit to a bomb site. With the pistols playing so deep and so passively, whenever they choose to actually finally attack, they're committed. They've nowhere else to go. Now utility in the hands of Cloud9. They can slow things down. And again, the timing not working, but good trade as the hit comes in on Tetris. Stewie's up next, finds a kill, slinks back once again down the stairs.
And a smoke behind him, small gap in it, but he wants to utilize it himself. He's got confidence inside the site. It's clear his teammates could see it, so he's also positioned himself to watch off connector still. It's Cutler with 22 HP. Not a bad number. Terribly thrown flash, apparently, from CT by Skadoodle because 2 of his teammates were blinded by it. I do like that we can see who's blind without seeing them. Have you noticed that?
That is quite nice. There's a lot of nice things. I think I'm a bit overwhelmed still with all the information available to me.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
Good shot from Cutler to find Shroud, at least.
They mentioned the backwards names on the desk, Ethan and Cutler. They didn't mention Finesse, who plays as FNS.
Yeah, but that's not backwards.
I know, but it is...
Cutler, Ethan. And then who else we had today? Skylar, but he actually goes by Relics now.
He does, actually.
Yeah, it's weird. He just confuses us doubly. So at least he capitalizes the R so that we know.
So that we know.
Yeah. Because that's the key, right? It's the capital reverse. So I'm not Tiskodask. I'm Sadokist.
Okay. I get it. Not really a whole lot to bring forward into this round for CLG. No smokes, no flashes, nothing to help them close the gap between these weapons. This is going to be a pretty easy mop-up. The timing is a little unfortunate for Skadoodle, but he wanted to bail out anyways. From here, all they have to do is boost, and Skadoodle's ready for that as well, but he misses the shot. Now it's scary.
In the corner for Scott. This is a really scary position. Okay, nothing got that kill. I was going to say, he did very well to fight himself out of the corner, but it's now all about Ricky, who's gone down. Bomb still dropped. Run the MP9, sew them up tight. Stewie does just that. How many kills did he get? Yeah, 4 kills. Were they all on the SMG? No, he swapped to the SMG after he dropped the op. So yeah, so he only got a few kills with the extra money, but that's actually cool because he has the op, gets the extra money, goes back and gets the op. Yeah,
passes it over to Skadoodle. I mean, that's actually, Skadoodle made a win out of like a losing situation, right? It looked just so incredibly dangerous. It didn't look like he was going to be able to get anything, and indeed he didn't, but what he did do is buy time for the rotations to come over. Made CLG spend so much to kill him, putting themselves out of position, running themselves out of bullets, that it's an easy mop-up for his team after that. Even the Molotov at the top of the connector got out just in time. 4-4, and we do have a timeout. A pause from CLG to talk some things over. An important round coming up here. 3 ops on the CT side, Matthew.
I was just about to mention that. Actually, I wasn't. I hadn't seen it yet, but I'll pretend that I was. I was actually just going to mention that I'm glad to see CLG using timeouts early in the game because they know this is going to be a very big challenge for them. They know that it's a great chance to get out of the group with the top seed, and a lot of teams tend to leave them late. Now, with new rules, you've got 4. Might as well get them out early. But 3 ops is a bit peculiar.
On a map that requires retakes. Now, the ops on this map are still, they can be a little bit more effective on retakes than on other maps, just because there's a decent amount of range, decent amount of angles you have to hold for the post plants. But still, especially on the B bomb side, if CLG takes this over, it's going to be so difficult.
That's a kill. Yep.
You could see it coming, couldn't you?
Yeah, Ethan was too slow to move on it. Oh, they checked the corner. Stewie's got a 3rd. How does he manage it? The no-scope to FNS. Maybe he deserves to be on the op more often. He's actually going to sneak up as well. Knows they're likely close by. Smoke goes down. Nade goes through, but he's going to continue to push. Ricky's done well in mid to find 2 kills back in return. It's 3 ops versus 2 AKs.
Yeah, so this could get dicey. Stewie's got the pistol out. He's had a magnificent round so far. That 3rd no-scope. Some players just have the knack of hitting those. Flash smoke is out in return.
He needs the bomb.
Yeah, it's such an awkward spot.
Well, I'm surprised. This is what I was going to say. I'm surprised Stewie didn't take this angle sooner because the bomb is there, which means he almost has to show himself if he's not careful. I'm surprised that no one's covered off mid for him because now they don't know if the Ricky's made it all the way through and gotten into the vents. He has to watch checker. He can't actually watch the bomb anymore. But they find Ricky. Now they can turn it around. Kusta's got the first shot. Automatic goes down. Line up for the angle. Stewie finally misses one. Haven't said that so far this round. He's got to be careful. His gun barrel stuck out very, very far. Trying to make Skadoodle in play, and the ops work. They get all kills. Every kill. Automatic got the other one. So yeah, the ops got all 5 kills.
Yeah, this is just not expecting the op to be at that angle. Stewie being very mobile with how he's playing it. But I mean, odds are, even if it's not Stewie, it's another person, right? Just maybe doesn't get this third no-scope.
Yeah. Okay, that's why I wanted to see if it was a no-scope, because sometimes we're misled by the GoTV.
Deceived, some would say. Either way, I mean, good job in a 2-on-5 to take 3 guns away. That's a nice consolation prize, but just got to keep that economy low, especially if Cloud9 is going to want to run this double op setup. This is very, very dangerous.
Well, the good news is it was 2 ops they saved, and the third one going down is almost, I'm fine with it, because I don't really want to see them run 3 ops every single round.
It's a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But look at how aggressive. Look at, I mean, it's just the playstyle is such a game changer from Stewie when you're doing things like this. The information you gather, all the above. This time though, I think they've spotted it saving, so no point in being aggressive with the AWP. Skadoodle's going to get one. No real chance of planting the bomb in this situation either. It's just too much. Nice defense. 6-4 for Cloud9. Starting to run away with it a little bit. It's been 5 rounds in a row. Cloud9 is a very, very dangerous team as well when they have an economic lead. That's when they're willing to take a little bit more risk. That's when they're willing to be a little bit more aggressive and proactive as a team. That's when they can really start to snowball things.
I like snowballs. We've got a lot of them in Canada.
We have a lot of them in Michigan as well.
Yeah, it's true. You're basically
right
Canada.
Yeah. Let's not go that far.
Well, yeah, that's true. You're not quite good enough to be included. We'll consider your application. We'll just file it over here in my garbage can. Ska's going to be aggressive this time for once.
Why not? Yeah, well, we saw him do it earlier. It was a 4th round, wasn't it?
I think it was Stewie then, wasn't it?
No, it was Skadoodle in that one. Okay. He went in front of the Molotov. Still, but I mean, he's been successful in not getting up picks. Stewie's been successful doing that as well. This time, even the shot's there. The potential is there. Just missed. So that's something that CLG is going to have to be very wary of moving forward in these last 5 rounds of the half.
Do you think Mirage, I was trying to look it up. I don't think Mirage people can nail down its location. Do you think maybe it's like Istanbul, Turkey? There's a lot of rugs. That was a massive textile and rug.
Are there more rugs in those places than others?
Istanbul, yeah, if you go to like the Grand Bazaar, there's so many rug shops.
Okay.
They're really nice, like the Persian style rugs.
Well, that would make sense then, wouldn't it?
It's possible. Vote now. Somewhere. Cutler's going to take down automatic, takes over ladder. It's interesting that how meta shifts, because it's you go back to something that used to work because it stopped working and there was a counter to it, so everything shifted away from it, and therefore the defensive.
You can catch it off guard.
Yeah, so ladder room is a perfect example. Tees used to try and get ladder room almost every round for a period of time, sort of in the last 6 months of 2016. That was like the thing. Get a terrorist down catwalk, get in ladder room rather than go for the window boost. Teams have gotten away from it, but Cutler just got in there that time. That is really unfortunate timing.
Oh, God.
Stewie, Kusta, that's quick.
Talk about snowballing. That is a huge shift in this round. Very, very quickly. Cutler's down, but he knows where both players are, so CLG, this should be a pretty easy defense. Oh, he's out in the open with the plant.
That's the miscall on the plant.
Oh, good lord.
Thankfully, the smoke gets placed, and it'll deter Cloud9. Nothing, I think, will just try and get away if he can. Good shot. But there's my point. Cutler, even though he didn't push through and watch vents to window, he still got the information that 2 are in middle. He's able to cut off rotations. You just have so much control of the situation, and it's a very safe position.
Yeah.
Once attained.
Yeah, well, once you get in there, I mean, you're right. That's like 3 players take mid control, get a player in that ladder room or that window room, and then you fall back and do an AXQ. You have a guy there to cut off rotations. Yeah, it has been gone away from that. This map, it seems like teams have kind of shifted away from. It's not played as frequently as we used to see it. Such an interesting battle for mid control between both sides on this map. Either way, another double op setup out for Cloud9. They invested in it this time. They basically got it for free this whole half up until now. Still just the single op on Kusta. That smoke's got a gap in it as well, if he wants to utilize that. Stewie's got his op. Connector still. Skadoodle.
Oh, someone says Mirage is Morocco. That would make sense as well.
Okay.
I could see that.
Morocco known for its rugs as well?
Is Marrakesh in Morocco? I can't remember, because if so, I think they are, yeah. Let me look that one up.
All right. Take it away. Just a stalemate at the moment. This is probably one of the few times we've seen CLG not do a whole lot of mid control to start this round out. No real presence there. It's allowing 2 defenders to be at the A-bomb site. Oh, that's a nice Molotov. Holds him back. Skadoodle's going to get the position as well. There's the smoke to extinguish it. Skadoodle, that's an easy shot. Kusta's blind. Stewie's going to chime in. No smoke for stairs, but he's not even considering it. Ricky takes out nothing. Stewie somehow doesn't die to Ethan. He's brought very, very low.
I pronounced it wrong. It's Marrakesh, and I did know that because they have a World Touring car race there. But yeah, it is in Morocco, so that makes sense. I could see that being true.
late presence in middle from Finesse. He's got one, can't do the other. Awkward fight to be in at a certain position. They haven't made any progress. I mean, they haven't even really gotten onto the bomb site, and they don't have any more nades to make this safer. They've got to just take the duels. I don't think Ricky spotted automatic. Now he sees him. Skadoodle's picked down. There's Shroud swinging into the open. He loses his life. Down into a 2-on-1. Somehow, Ethan and Ricky turn it around. Beautiful stuff, Matthew.
It is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. 6-6. CLG's hanging with them right now.
Yeah, I mean, considering they lost 5 in a row, they brought it back.
Yeah, great start. And then they just have to eke out a few rounds here and there. 6 rounds T-side, maybe not enough right now on Mirage. But it is keeping Cloud9 honest, and their money is withered away yet again. I'm surprised by that. I mean, it goes back to what you were saying, though, just getting a few of those ops down, the 3 ops in various rounds, buying a bunch of M4s that they had lost. Keeps them honest pretty quickly. Ethan toward mid with no smoke, so confident. They likely know the situation with the money.
Flick might have been a dream with the AK-47. There's the TK we were looking for. Nicely done, Finesse. Double kill, Dubles Muertas, and they're going to hit the bomb site. Shroud swinging out wide, fire forcing everyone into the open.
Stewie, what is he lining up at this position? Is he just trying to dodge flashes?
Isn't that a bottle of like bleach or something?
Keeping his head down so he can't be seen. It might be a bottle of bleach. I might drink it if I were him right now, because it's a 1 versus 4. Just get rid of it. Ethan doesn't even go for the knife. He could have done it so easily. He just goes straight assassination.
Yep.
I want to see it from his perspective. I wonder how long he was there for.
Well, 6-7, and there's an investment into the round from Cloud9. This is all the money they've got. And some players, obviously, with an op on board, with some M4s with the utility. There were about 2 players that had really, really strong money. But outside of that, there's some M4 missing. Nothing's just missing a defuse kit, basically. Famas on Shroud. Stewie's missing quite a bit, but that could just make him more aggressive. Can almost unleash him. Blind shot through the smoke isn't going to land. This time, CLG has a lean towards the B half of the map. Going to take that mid control, though. Very systematic in the approach so far in this half.
Kusta's really looking for the shot. Some strong cardboard that he walked on there. Staring at ladder. No one's going to push through just yet. Automatic's quite close by.
Ooh, hello.
Do that again. Oh, he's trying to figure out exactly where it is.
Do it again.
Automatic can't see that far either when he does that. He's thinking about holding the angle, but has to give it up. They'll push down Catwalk instead. Wants to try and get ladder control once more, even if they don't go toward B. If Automatic's timely, he could pick up a few kills. If he's not, he'll go down quite quickly.
Good utility usage to get control of Catwalk, though. They've got to know he's in here now because of that Molotov.
Absolutely.
But the smoke is fading, and vision is good.
Yeah, the problem is he didn't know the second one was there, so as soon as the flash came out, he was done for, and they get the bomb back as a result. It's going to put Shroud under a lot of pressure.
Well, here's Shroud holding it down quite nicely, and it's just down to Kusta. Stewie gets one over towards mid. Kusta's got an AWP, and he's got 30 seconds to work with. He's just got to figure out where he wants to go exactly. Time is not his friend, obviously, in this kind of a situation. They've got enough money to buy, so I mean, there's no real reason for him not to go. It would be great going into this last round if you get 2 guns away, maybe even just 1, and you force some drops. You force some players to not have utility, but unfortunately, I think Automatic has the anger here, and he does. Or that's Skadoodle, excuse me.
So Cloud9, 7-7. The more rounds, I mean, the closer this stays, the more rounds CLG get, the better chance they have, obviously. That goes without saying if you're not familiar or if you don't play along at home, like Chad suggests you might. Mirage is still a CT-sided map.
Yeah, it feels that way. Although, I feel like
it's gotten a lot closer. It's been around long enough, like the meta's always going to balance.
Like every map's gotten a little bit closer.
I think that's actually, Valve deserves credit for that. Yeah. And I think that it also does have to do with meta developing. Anytime a new map comes out, it's very CT-sided to start off. Traditionally.
Yeah, you don't know all the smokes, all the lineups. The Reddit hasn't gotten to the smoke tutorials quite yet when the new map comes out.
Yeah, where's 3 clicks when you need them? Has he posted in a while?
I'm not sure.
I haven't seen it. We're going to watch Stewie. Last time he was here, got 3 spectacular kills. Slightly more passive angle this time. Can't quite see into the stairwell. Tries to beat them to it. Flashes good. He's got to get away. Smoke down early. Molotov extinguished, but he's not going to play inside it. Instead, he catches them dropping down. Ethan's the one he finds. Fortunately, he's overwhelmed. Bomb plants again for CLG. They could win the half.
Really nice contact play from CLG. As soon as they're spotted, it's an explosion. Stewie even drops that smoke preemptively to stop the Molotov, but he just gets out of there. The 1 kill. Kusta posted up on window, gets a kill. Now Cutler, that's an easy shot for him. Nothing, just creeping into the crosshair. It's pretty much all over from here. Not a whole lot that can be done. Kusta's still safe. It's just down to Shroud. Uh-oh.
Very good from Shroud. But FNS has enough of that. No more Reddit clips for you, Shroud. 8-7 CLG. I'm impressed, I have to say.
That was quite a nice T-half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Also,
and a lot of B hits. A didn't even really get touched until they had early picks.
Yeah, well, I mean, where they really struggled in the middle portion of that half is when they were losing mid control, right? Was when Stewie with that couple kills in mid and connector, he was being a menace with how aggressive he was. Skadoodle as well got a couple picks in that sense, and just it seemed like that kind of portion of the half was them really going for that mid control and kind of to get back on track. They went away from it and then came back once they had some success. It was quite nice, especially because they had to grind through some economy, right? And they had to grind through an economy that was double ops, triple ops. Here's that pistol round that Chad and Henry were talking about. 8 bomb site hit. 2 smokes, likely one for ticket booth and one for jungle.
Cutler tries, but blinded. Can't get the kills. Has to back away. Kusta, prime location, but real estate that's bought by Cloud9. Expensive price of 2 lives. What kind of savages use lives as currency?
Barbarians.
Yeah, apparently. Well, nothing inside of Palace is in a good position as well to watch off the bomb from High Almighty. That's Ricky that gets in for free. Turn around, Skadoodle. It's taken down immediately, and Ethan's going to get Stewie. It's all on to nothing. That high ground's going to have to work. He's faced off by 3, and CLG's going to win it.
Turn around, sir.
Over here.
Yeah, no, I mean, Kusta gets those 2 kills from her balcony. That kind of saves it. If he only gets like 1 of those, they have the body to go watch the flank, right? But since they lost 2 players, they only had 3, they had to dedicate more manpower to lock down that bomb. So they didn't have the utility at that point to keep all the choke points covered. So they had to protect the planter, and they just didn't have time to get in the post plant. So Ricky's allowed an easy flank. Even just coming from that angle, since they're not considering it, it just throws the post plant defense into hell for Cloud9. Frequently we'll see with a plant like that in the first round, obviously the third round buy is something you have to worry about. Cloud9 is going to go heavily into this one. Everyone's bought out so much utility. Tech9's P250, they want it all.
Stewie backing around and flashed in. Kusta down. Thanks for the famous Femos. Clarion, as Mega Man would say, your favorite caster, your inspiration. Stewie, that was a duo we need to bring back. Speaking of old school duos, Stewie tries to take down Cutler, manages to kill him at Firebox, and I'm thinking Cloud9 might be in this with a shout. They've got guns grabbed, an M4 from Moss, and then the MP9, and they've also got nothing going through the smoke with a Tech9. He's going to win the round on his own.
Good lord.
There's the M4, sorry, I thought it was only from Moss.
The amount of aggression that round from Cloud9, just a straight rush down middle. They didn't slow down even a little bit. That's some of the positioning from Kusta that got him extremely criticized, and rightly so, is just getting caught by 1 flash in the connector. So aggressive behind that smoke, not expecting it whatsoever. And from there, I mean, Cloud9 really using the advantage of the pistols, the mobility, the speed with them, flashing through the smoke, just continuing to push CT spawn. They know that you can't just sit in spots. If the retake comes in with rifles, still you'd say advantage to CLG. So they keep the movement up, they keep up the aggression, they just wipe out that defense so quick. This is now the 2nd match. I mean, we've only seen, obviously, 2 rounds on this T side from Cloud9, but remember, against Pain Gaming, that TF on Train, it was against Pain, but it was still all rushes, essentially. There was no slowing down whatsoever. CLG, they've got to feel like that's going to be coming in this as well. They have to be able to slow down that pressure.
Speaking of reverse names,
yes.
Rotoderp would like to remind you that his is the best.
Yeah,
that revolutionary moment.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after this, because that UMP kill makes things a little interesting.
Yeah, it does, especially with automatic going down on Catwalk. They lose the point in which they were hoping to take over with the bomb over toward the B apartments, so I think they're going to give up on that altogether, go back to A. Yeah, you had a revolution when you realized.
When I was drunk, yeah, that was great. It's Predator.
Predator's Rotoderp.
It feels so obvious once it's figured out.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a bit of a savage, though, because he capitalizes the R, so it's less obvious instead of the P. If I capitalize the P, everyone would know.
Well, here's a setup and a half. Kusta. Needs to get 1 kill. Gets a dink, so double territory here for Color.
Yeah, easy double territory. Spraying in. Could have been a triple. The high HP player, Shroud, now goes down to 25. Haven't really gotten the sighting in its entirety. Stewie's got to be even more careful because he is the high HP player, and he has the Famos down. He goes, this is a round that thought was going to be won by FNS, but nothing with a good shot has canceled that thought for a moment. 1 versus 2 has more HP than the other two combined, but he's got less to work with armor. Deagle, take that back. AK grabbed.
Must be nice.
But no kit. It must be. I wish guns would just be on the doorstep when I needed them. Whenever you're visiting, mostly, Jason. As Ricky going to continue to try and find them, but can't. He's lost sight. Nothing's done a quick little wrap around through Palace as well, which gives him good position. And I think Ricky's going to face it.
Yeah, no, this is fine.
And get off. We are playing on Face It servers. So that's appropriate that he would face it.
Yeah, exactly. Nice connection.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's fine to save. A little bit unfortunate, obviously, because we can see the health. He obviously doesn't know that. The stones are nothing to face in that situation.
The stones.
The stones? I feel like we've used balls a bit too much lately. So the stones are nothing to peak in that situation. With only 7 HP, if he loses that and it's a one-on-one and his teammate's just isolated at the plant spot, you're going to say that's advantage towards CLG, especially because, yeah, that would have been a 2-on-1 at the time if nothing goes down there. But a little unfortunate if you're Ricky, because if he has a P250, he probably gets a lot more aggressive there. And even just one bullet kills nothing. Having the deagle in that kind of a situation is really unfortunate because, I mean, you just can't do the same exact things with that weapon. It's more of like a long-range, slower-paced firing. Anything else, and Ricky would have loved it.
Stewie gets Ricky down, quick and concise. Locks out everybody else. Mid's his. He bought it. Nothing once. Slows up window. Good shot to find Kusta. A bit of a stack. They still have 10 with watch the boost. Oh, okay. I don't know if you caught that, Jason. Shroud just saved him.
I did. It was quite nice. It's quite nice. Either way, again, I mean, the initiation of that round is Stewie just essentially rushing Catwalk, right? And even Ricky with the AK-47 takes the fight. That's what you want to happen, but I don't think he was prepared for someone to be there at that pace, at that speed. This is very, very aggressive out of C9. Kusa's got the AWP. Skadoodle has his on the T side. Stewie's got 22 kills.
That's actually pretty good. 20 rounds in, 19 completed. So 19 rounds, he got 22. Yeah, we figured that out.
Attaboy.
What color was the flower in those pots? You got to be more aware. You got to be more aware of your surroundings if you're going to be good, son.
Green leaves.
Oh, what told you that? Never seen. Well, actually, I have seen yellow and red. It's quite common.
They were orange.
See, there you go. There's some yellow ones, orange ones. It was a purple flower, and it is a red wall behind where those two C9 players stood.
That has to be better from CLG. If that's going to be your game plan, that first player, Ethan, needs to swing much, much wider than that. He cannot just crouch at the corner. That doesn't allow Cutler to properly trade for him. That needs to be a wide swing so you can at least give yourself, maybe automatic misses, just 2 bullets. Maybe it's not as instantaneous. A little bit of TKing coming in. So cracks showing in CLG as Cloud9 has a 10-9 lead.
Maybe they just want you to think that there's cracks, so that you give into a false sense of security.
They've got us right where they want us.
It will be counter logic.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, they're not playing against the casters, right? They're playing against Cloud9.
That's a good point. Slow pace. They've got to get the next kill. They will. Kusta's there, ready for Stewie to pop out, and his attention on either window or underpass didn't quite catch where he was looking. Doesn't matter. Kenneth finds the fast frag. Looks for another tag on Shroud, though not a kill. That's problematic because Automatic's able to take down FNS. There's no trade as a result. Even though there's low HP now on 2, it's still going to be an easy plant for nothing, considering that there's no one at CT to deny.
I think that kill on Shroud, that tag on Shroud, the fact that it's not a kill really closes out any potential, opportunity to save that bomb site from Cloud9's take, and that's an easy kill from nothing, and then Kusa's just got to fall away. Yeah, if he gets that kill, it's much more doable, right? Because he doesn't have to worry about the apartments. Even tagging him, you could see he gets a little bit more aggressive after it because he knows with the HP, Shroud's likely not going to face again. But still, you have to be considerate of when he's going to peak.
Yeah, I agree. He gets that kill as well. Nothing's not as confident to try and plant because they didn't have a smoke CT. He was relying on Shroud to try and watch it off. Well, that said, it goes now 11 rounds for Cloud9. So they're definitely in control in the second half so far, and they'll have a chance to extend the lead with very little money against them. So mid kind of save, I guess. They bring in what they can to leave themselves around 3K, 2K. They'll be able to buy in the next one.
Yeah, and this has been a nightmare of a half for CLG. Again, winning pistol, losing the second round. Those 2 following rounds that they could have won would have given them such a nice cushion. They would have loved to have had that. 4 rounds straight for Cloud9. on the verge of just running away with this second half. CLG has like 1, maybe 2 more chances to really get back into this. But Cloud9 on this T side is looking very, very strong. The kill for Stewie, and this pressure from CLG in mid is going to go absolutely nowhere. It's a shooting gallery at this range. Ooh, it's not bad.
I love just watching how quickly a pistol kills people, even though I hate it at the same time. Just walk out, bang! Oh, didn't see that one coming, did you?
Quite nice. Well, here's what they think is going to be the answer, Matt. It's the double op setup. Kusta, Ricky, they're going to bring it both out. We know this is a dangerous idea. You heard Henry say that Ricky was a better opper than Kusta, so obviously just 2 impactful oppers, and I think that's the big takeaway. Regardless of who you think is better, they both can have just huge, huge impact.
Impact. That's what I'd name my team.
Impact?
Man, if I'm going to start an org, it'll be Impact Gaming. That's probably already been done, let's be honest.
Yeah, I feel like it has been.
Pretty cheesy sounding name. It's probably like some Halo team.
Yeah, you can do better, I feel. Some Halo team.
Yeah. I'll call it Jaden Gaming.
Naturally. Well, this is not a great setup. Retake onto the A bomb site. Both ops, neither of them towards CT spawn. There's nothing to really stop this. Cloud9 has a free route in. Utility being used. Everyone's blind. Everyone's getting naded. Could be a cheeky kill on the boost, but it's not going to happen. Stewie's going to get the bomb planted. Not a lot of damage taken by Cloud9.
Stewie's going to push this. You know he is. You know he is. What is that snap over? Cutler goes down.
It's too much respect, Matt. It's too much respect given to Cloud9 in these situations. You need to contest that bomb site a little bit more, especially if you have a double up setup. You know, you're supposed to be getting picks before the action. Like that's what it's designed to do. Either you get some kills as they come into the bomb site, or you get a pick before they're setting up. Now, if it's just going to be a straight up A execution from Cloud9, when you have 2 rifles both playing at ticket booth, that's not very effective. You're really neutralizing one of your players at the very least, especially it's commonly smoked. You want to use those rifles to get in front of the smoke, create space for your oppers behind it. And none of that's happening at the moment, and Cloud9 is just running over CLG.
Yeah, Stewie's having a whale of a game. 27 kills now for him.
Yeah, no one's matching that. He's been phenomenal on this T side. I mean, good CT side obviously with the AWP. Really
someone
nice
said Impact Gaming is a Call of Duty team. They are a paintball team.
That explains
but I would have said COD, and I thought it was too obvious, so I went with Halo.
Okay, so you knew the answer. You just deliberately chose not to give us the answer, just to, I don't know what your goal was.
Yeah, you know, I like to play with the audience. Dramatic suspense.
Storytelling.
Pathetic fallacy. Not at all what that is, but we're going to go with it. The weather hasn't changed at all.
Server conditions are nice.
They are nice. Unfortunately, not great for CLG, though, because it's they're not paying out the way that they were hoping. They don't have any money, but they've got a Deagle in Kusta's hands. Unfortunately, smoke off in front of him. He's just going to, yeah. Best guess, why not?
Yeah, he's just lobbing up a prayer with that one, isn't he? Either way, yeah. Automatics with the lineup on Ethan and Connector. It's going to be more pressure. Looks like CLG just wants to face this, and they're just getting deleted as it comes in. 4 quick kills for Cloud9. Finesse with this rifle still hasn't been spotted, still hasn't seen any action.
Just wait there, Finesse. They're definitely going to come to A.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, look at Cloud9 in this situation. This is a little bit more disciplined. We've seen them so fast-paced and just hitting bomb sites very, very quickly. Middle portion of the round, they know there's likely a gun in play. They probably know Finesse is the one who saved it, so they can just say, slow down, we'll wait for him to peek. We know he's got to find some information so he knows where the bomb site's going.
All right. Oh, now is the time. No, Automatic's in a good position. I was going to say, if he went a little sooner, they were all running down cat with no one looking at Connector.
I think this is where, if you're CLG, you got to throw some, maybe not a Hail Mary, so to speak, but I think you need to put some pressure on mid, deny some control there, make a stand somewhere on the map. It hasn't been working when you're passive. You haven't been able to rely on this double op setup outside the bomb sites just because when the execute comes in, they're stuck behind it. You're losing a lot of mid control. And it's been Stewie who's the primary antagonist in that sense. The bad guy.
They're not a COD team. They're a bad COD team. Well, they're still a COD team then.
Yeah. You tell him that.
Jeez.
You tell him.
That's almost as dumb as saying the best questions in life are questions.
That is pretty dumb. Whoever said that needs to...
It's not wrong, though. Yeah. That one's wrong. Mine was correct.
And that bloody capital S.
That one was good. His little rant last week was actually pretty humorous.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, was it?
Yeah. Could see the veins popping in his forehead.
He's very passionate
yeah.
about the esports.
Well, Kusta's gone aggressive again. Fortunately, a flash says, yeah, we don't really care about your aggression. Get back inside of your hiding cave. So he will, with a smoke down, can see above it toward top middle. But no one's at top middle, Jason.
Yeah, no one is there. They're gonna. Ooh, here's the opportunity for this double op setup to really come into play. We saw Stewie do this in his round. Ricky's got a different angle, but he can still have at least 1 to 2 shots here. If he gets the first kill, he can re-peek. He's got no support though, right? He's got to hold out for a long time. Nearest player is, I think it's Kusta and Connector.
Yeah, that is actually really interesting. No one's even considering crossing back over mid. So
luck,
he's
bro.
on his own. He starts well. Stewie downed immediately. Ooh, I thought he would just pull the trigger with timing, seeing one player by. Yeah. And automatic gets in position, but Kusta's got the second op over inside a window. Doesn't know that a second player's crossed. He should die to his left any second. Automatic's going to be smarter than that hold up because he's expecting rotation, so even if he goes in, there's probably someone else watching it. But as Kusta inches closer, so too does he. Flash through, though. It's too deep, but oh, I take it back. He was fully blind. I thought it just barely left him with something to work with. So there's a chance for CLG. It's a slim one, but there's kits on 2 players. So they can afford to slow this down ever so slightly. Good shot from Shroud. Gets inquisitive, but unfortunately leaves him in no man's land. It's on to Skadoodle. Tech9 to work with, and he's down. It will be CLG picking up the round.
Yeah, good retake. Very, very close. There was about 10 seconds there. It feels like automatic could have peeked and gotten a kill. Trying to play it a little bit smarter, but it's just too long there. The pop flash lands right on his toes as he goes to peek. That's a nice round for CLG, especially because Ricky was all alone for so incredibly long. Gets that first kill, and you can see he's got to be, if you're alone in that spot, I feel like you do have to be a little bit more aggressive with how you play that, just because you could see passively holding one angle when he's not seeing anyone for, 3-4 seconds. That's when you're definitely getting wrapped upon. That's the common way to take that B bomb site is one of the terrorists. The first terrorist who hits the ground needs to wrap on that bomb site because that last pillar, that back left pillar, is the one where the CTs kind of go to hide and delay for time. You've got to clear that position out. Same idea again, and you can see Cloud9, they're looking to exploit it. Since he was the only one here last time, why not go right back to it? There goes Kusta in mid, he's the nearest support. Ricky, again, just has no indication this is coming. Cloud9, pick up the pace, and CLG, you just have to save. You have there's no other call you can make.
Map point then for automatic. Well, that's true, it is map point for automatic, but for Cloud9, more
not
specifically.
Wrong.
Yeah, see, even when I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. And that means they have a chance to go through the group in first place. I think that was expected.
Yeah, I mean, you have the feeling that CLG can put up a fight. I think the CT side was a little bit lacking in a certain sense. But yeah, I mean, neither of these teams that Cloud9 has played against. We might not even see it in the minor just because it's all the same teams. Maybe Immortals could do it, but we haven't seen a team able to really slow Cloud9 down at the beginning of the rounds, right? This fast pace, this aggressive pace that they're starting with has been so effective.
That is a bit of a problem, though, because that playstyle doesn't work internationally.
Right. Or at least, it can, but it stretches, right? It's not going to work for the entire half. Is the big thing. That's going to get kind of figured out. You need to have both a slow and fast pace, and we just haven't had to see Cloud9 slow pace. We might not have to.
You're honestly giving me life lessons I needed to learn long ago, or she wouldn't have dumped me.
Change of the pace?
Yeah, exactly.
Were you just fast?
Some variety.
You were the Cloud9 of the bedroom?
Yep. More like the Clown9 of the bedroom.
Quick and fast.
You know what? Save some energy, get it done. Back in time for breakfast. So AWP for Skadoodle, AWP for Kusta. Mixed weapons otherwise for CLG.
Oh, hate to see that. That doesn't make any sense.
Nah, it's fine though. Kusta's fine.
Maintains his composure despite it all.
He's got a shot on his Shroud that gives them the advantage early. Automatic has evaded them inside of the smoke. Ooh, Ricky. Did Otto see him jump down? They're bumping into each other. Stewie's actually knifed him. There you go. So I think Automatic probably told Stewie that he was there because he seemed to stop up for a minute and then get the knife.
Or he's just like, why in God's name is there smoke here?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Why is there smoke? And then he gets him, catches him, and it's actually now Cloud9 that has the advantage.
They've gotten a kill from it, but this Cutler Kusta thing in Connector looks very uncomfortable. The two of them. Not a great couple.
No, you know what? It's kind of like me and Henry G. They just pretend to like each other for the sake of success.
Well, hey, it's worked so far.
It's true. Stewie up toward Connector. Will take down Raltuk. He's going to continue on inside of the site. Ethan's got a bit of a problem because he's not really got room to wiggle. Fortunate for him, there is no one behind him where he just checked, but they're so deep in the site, his angle's going to be thwarted. First one, success. Knows the second's there, but now they're all in the site. No way, Ethan! I thought he had nothing to work with. He gets all three.
Yeah, he didn't until they lined up for it. Really nicely done. 15-11, a lifeline has been bought by Ethan for CLG. They've got to rattle off 4 straight to force overtime. Still some money. Oh my God, there's so much money for Cloud9 to work with. That's incredible. Long road ahead. And that's the tough part. Like the CT side, even when they're winning rounds, it just doesn't inspire a lot of confidence, does it? At times it looks a little disorganized. But yeah, this is a great spray down. Kusta with one, watching the murder hole, and then Ethan.
That's impressive. So CLG stay in it for another round at least.
Look how much attention they have at Connector. 3 players here. It feels like this is like all for Stewie's aggression at the beginning. This is kind of the adjustment they've made. This time it's automatic. Pop flashes out. Easy kill for Kusta. All right, so they've succeeded. They've slowed him down. There's a second kill. Opening 2. It's a 5-on-3 now. Goal here is just don't do anything stupid. Don't lose your life unnecessarily. Cutler's going to go for the peek and just delete Shroud anyways. So, I mean, certainly from now, it's even if you have to give up a plant, do it. Just don't lose the weapons.
Good shot. Skadoodle again.
Gonna have a talk with Kusta after this game.
Okay, yeah, you do it. You've had a lot of talks with Kusta.
I have.
Here's Agent, right? 10% from him as well as Chad?
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Should have thought of that.
Yeah, definitely. The more you know. Skadoodle. Slow pace. Try and clear out cross position toward A, and then potentially they run down Cat. I'm not really sure what their plan is because it's a very passive but well spread out and well thought out rotation defense from CLG. So everywhere they go, they're going to be greeted.
Look how, I mean, this is look how passively CLG's playing. So far out of the A bomb site. They don't even care at the moment that they don't have any information. They're just saying, as soon as we see Cloud9, they have to basically commit to that bomb site. Skittle's trying to put a little bit of fake onto this B site. That's not going to pull too many people away. One player is cheating. That's Ethan. Cheating over towards Murder Hole. So Ricky has a big job to do with the EWP. Likely just looking at the top of the stairs. And they might go right under him. Yeah, here's the plan. Spam through, just misses.
Just barely misses. Does Cloud9 really pull this off? Apparently not. Ethan's had enough of it. He has another kill out of his last round that saved them. Good shot. Skadoodle planted for him, but he's faced down by 2. Backs off. He's got room to work with. He's backed off far enough. Skadoodle, of all people, the unlikely hero in the situation, has held off the bomb. He's just got to play the time. No scope misses. And Ricky's going to get back there just barely with a kit. I shouldn't say just barely. He's actually quite a bit. Yeah,
he's got quite a bit of time, but just barely in the sense that Skadoodle almost pulls off another one of his miracles. That's the stuff we've been missing out of Skadoodle, and you can just see he's such a frustrating player to play against. When he takes a shot with the AWP, I mean, he should never get away after this kill, obviously. But look at these shoulder peeks just to keep people at bay. Right here, he's coming back, he's trying to bait out shots, trying to make you feel uncomfortable. When's he actually going to commit to the peak? And Cutler gets caught with his pants down. All of CLG gets caught with their pants down. They're lucky to get away with that one. All I said, Matt, was don't lose the weapons.
Did you know that Tyler's actually a twin?
Is he?
I didn't know that until Dallas. We were talking.
Identical or fraternal? What are we talking here?
I think, yeah, it's fraternal. He showed me a picture. Yeah, they look actually nothing alike.
Cool.
Yeah, I was trying to think of whether or not he told me that. But yeah,
what's his twin's name?
Oof, don't ask me that. Chris? Eric? I don't know. It was a pretty simple
Eric's
name.
A strong name.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Yeah. So there you go.
15-12. Yeah, and this is what hurts. From losing all those weapons, look at the utility on Ethan, look at the utility on FNS, look at Cutler, those 2 missing kits, Nade's missing elsewhere. Kusa doesn't have an AWP. They really needed those guns. This is going to be a heavy hit towards the A-bomb site. At least this time, CLG's had a lean over towards this site for the defense for some time now. It's all about how they play in front of his smokes. If they want to get in front of him and challenge, or if they want to play for the retake.
Look how organized those are. It's like an octopus in the sky. We see all those trails. Automatic. Taking down 1. It's Ethan that he finds. Cutler gets a response. Still holding him off. Cloud9. The bomb plant still has a lot of money to work with, surprisingly, considering the way these rounds are all working out.
Oh, I think he spotted the gun barrel. He should know one's close up.
Keeps him at bay, though, because I don't think there's going to be a further push, and Skadoodle's holding him off to defend him. He was peeking out immediately to his left to try and spot that frag. Kusa with 1 to respond. Nothing gets it back. It's all down to FNS. Nothing's going to win it. 3 quick kills from him. 16-12, Cloud9.